Last year on Ignition, we drove the Suzuki Jimny and the Suzuki Swift down in Cape Town, and we absolutely loved them.
Well, we weren't the only ones to love them, because SA Motoring journalists decided that the SX4 and the Swift were worthy of being nominated for Car of the Year. Thought they were going to win, but I think the pricing ultimately was what really messed them up.
Absolutely, because everyone was raving about how well priced these cars were. But then after a couple of months, they put the pricing up, and then suddenly they weren't so competitive anymore.
But maybe this is where the new Suzuki Alto comes into the mix, because they're now entering into the super competitive entry-level market. And I wonder what they're going to be doing with price.
But it's not so new, actually, because
It's
it's
not.
30 years old, the Alto. And this is the
Not this one.
this
though.
one.
Aged very well.
This is the 7th generation Suzuki Alto, and we are really looking forward to driving it.
I like the colour.
Yeah, me too. Turquoise.
It goes with your pink.
You should be wearing some pink.
Pinky and the brain.
The Alto does look a bit like some of its competitors in terms of styling, but like we said, the cars in this segment are all pretty similar. It may have the typical snub nose, flat back and short overhangs of a Super Mini, but its bug-eyed headlights, distinctive lines and floral print seats give the Suzuki a slightly different appeal. It's got a funky look, definitely aimed more at women than men, but it really works. And not every car you see is a Suzuki. They're different, and that makes it kind of cool in its own right.
Suits you, eh?
You think?
No, the outfit, not the car. I see
Actually,
you
I
in
think
something with a bit more grunt and a bit more pizzazz.
It does have some grunt. It's not pub. For a 1000cc 3-cylinder.
The only time it grunts is when the aircon's on and you're in first, about to pull away. People are saying the car sounds great. It's actually not bad when you're driving and you're on the open road, but it did sound like a supercharged vacuum cleaner when it's idling.
It does a bit. It does a bit. But you've got this lovely rev gauge over here, which is like, boost!
But have you seen how it's kind of tilted?
Yes.
It's almost like they're hoping gravity will just jam that needle to 6,500 very rapidly and make this car fly. But it's not a performance car. It's a very economical runabout.
Well, it's 0 to 100 in 14 seconds.
Days.
What's it, 50
14.
kilowatts and 90 newton meters of torque. So yeah, it's not going to be your...
No, but Lindsay, none of these cars are. So I mean,
No.
Those figures are comparable with all the competitors.
Yeah.
So they're all much of a muchness.
It's how it feels when you drive it, which it feels nice. I quite like
We like the outside, but inside, for me, this is, I think, where they've just not really given it much thought.
Yeah.
This
But
needs
plastic,
to be,
eh?
it needs to be funky, and for me, it's just really
Bland.
bland. It's almost like they lost creativity and just decided, let's just throw lots of plastic in and everybody will be happy. But
It's got lots of storage space, which is very useful.
because it's got no boot.
Because it doesn't have much of a boot, no.
But then none of the competitors have much boot either.
No.
So I suppose we can't.
And also, very annoyingly, you can't actually open the boot from outside the car. You've got to use the key.
really use a key. Yeah, I suppose that would
Which is
get quite
very
frustrating.
irritating, yeah.
One thing I did enjoy though, I mean, they do come packed with standard features.
Yeah.
Even if you are getting the entry level, the SZ2,
Yeah.
it comes with radio tape and 20 airbags.
Yeah.
We in the SZ4,
4, the top spec, yeah.
6 airbags.
I know.
It's pretty impressive.
It is pretty impressive.
When I was driving it on the highway this morning, I actually really felt safe in it. You know, it was cruising along quite happily, 120, 140. Sure, you don't have power to overtake, but to get from A to Z, I think it's amazing.
For a small car, it's got a great gearbox and a very nice clutch, which
Yeah.
obviously works together, but it's a very comfortable, easy drive. I don't like this, it's very uncomfortable under my feet. There's a bar that sort of crosses and sits on my shins because I drive quite far forward, which is very annoying.
We were commenting on the boots earlier. A lot of its competitors have gone with those individual seats at the back,
Yeah.
so you can maximize boot space or give more leg room to your passengers. Maybe that's something they should have thought of with this, because it's nice to have that option.
It is nice, yeah, but I mean, that's a Twingo thing, isn't it?
Now, got the Twingo rev counter, you're right.
Someone said that's an altometer.
Just see how quickly your image is dropping. I think they've done a good job. Pricing is our concern, because we don't really know where it's going to come in at. But it feels much the same as the i10, much the same as the Twingo, much the same as.
It fits in nicely, but I have to say that I was really looking forward to this car. Really
After we
looking
drove the
forward
Swift,
to it, yeah. And I was a little disappointed because the Swift was such great value for money. It was great interior, beautifully styled outside, and a fantastic drive. And this is just a little bit of a letdown. Yes, I know it's in a different price category, but I expect more.
Feels like a bit of a Jimny, but without the character, the interior.
Yeah, you're right. You're actually right. The Alto definitely has something about it, although I don't think Suzuki has hit the market quite as much as it did with the Swift and the Jimny. But there's no question that at the right price, the Alto will gain some fans in this rather crowded little market.
It is really tough assessing a car like the Alto because I find all these entry-level cars, they kind of look similar, they all drive in a very similar manner. Tough decision.
It is tough, and I guess it all comes down to price. And we're shooting this before the launch has happened, so we don't actually know what the price is yet. But I think if it comes in around where the Hyundai i10 is, it's going to be competitive under that 100,000 Rand mark.
I don't think it's going to come in there though. Looking at what it's priced at internationally, I think it's probably going to be more the 120, 130 mark in SA, which is where the Renault Twingo is. And at that price, I just think the Renault Twingo is way funkier.
Yeah, but this has got altitude. So, you know, it might compete.